U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry said on Friday it would be a huge mistake if Israel decided to take unilateral military action against Iran over its nuclear program in the future. Kerry was asked in an NBC Today show interview if the nuclear deal reached last week between would make it more likely that Israel might attempt a military or cyber attack on Tehran. "That'd be an enormous mistake, a huge mistake with grave consequences for Israel and for the region, and I don't think it's necessary," Kerry said. On Thursday, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani both counterattacked against conservatives at home who are trying to block last week's nuclear deal. In Washington, Kerry told skeptical lawmakers that rejection of the accord would give Tehran a great big green light to accelerate its atomic program. Rouhani, elected 2 years ago on a promise to reduce the international isolation of the country of nearly 80 million people, defended the agreement following criticism from the Revolutionary Guards and conservative lawmakers that it endangers Iran's security. In an unlikely common cause, the US and Iranian governments need to sell the agreement to domestic doubters if it is ever to achieve both sides' respective aims, curbing Tehran's nuclear program in return for an easing of sanctions which have badly hurt the Iranian economy. Testifying to Congress, Kerry fought back against accusations by a senior Republican that he had been fleeced by Iranian negotiators in the final round of the Vienna talks. He warned of the consequences of rejecting the deal between Tehran and world powers including the United States. "We will have squandered the best chance we have to solve this problem through peaceful means," he told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. "The fact is that Iran now has extensive experience with nuclear fuel cycle technology," he said as Congress began a 60-day review of the deal to decide whether to support or reject it. "We can't bomb that knowledge away. Nor can we sanction that knowledge away." Opening the hearing, the committee's Republican chairman, Bob Corker, attacked Kerry over the terms he secured in Vienna. "I believe that you've been fleeced," said Corker. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew also said the agreement would not prevent the United States from imposing additional sanctions on Iran over issues such as human rights violations, a congressional concern if it felt this was necessary. Despite the rough ride in the Republican-controlled Congress, U.S. President Barack Obama says he will veto any attempt to block the agreement. Overriding such a veto would require a two-thirds majority in both houses, which means dozens of Obama's fellow Democrats would have to reject a signature achievement of their president to kill the deal, seen as an unlikely prospect. Opposition is similarly stiff in Iran, even though many people there hope the accord will deliver prosperity by bringing an end to the sanctions and the country's economic isolation. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, a conservative cleric whose authority supersedes that of the elected President Rouhani, has yet to deliver a final verdict on the deal. Conservative members of parliament and Revolutionary Guards commanders say the deal has breached conditions set by Khomeini, and want changes.